Bet one, bet 'em all. This is Sprawl and Call, and I'm your LC Rich. We're going to do a UFC Fight Night 80 Van Zant, Namajunas, betting advice and predictions. We're going to kick it off with the main card, and this goes on Thursday night this week, fellas. Thursday. We got triple header weekend, and hey, I'm ready for it all. So we're going to kick it off with Van Zant at a minus 190 versus Rose Namajunas, coming back to the plus 150. This one kind of we got two women, two really good upcoming stars, and this one's really a hard fight to pick because the betting line, not too fancy on the minus 190 on Van Zant, but the plus 150 on Rose kind of looks a little tempting. Chances are I'm just going to stay away from this one. You can get Van Zant by unanimous or by decision, somewhere around like a plus 220 or so. But I'm probably just going to leave this one alone, and or throw Van Zant in a couple little $1 parlays. Next, we got Cody Pfister and Sage Northcutt. Northcutt sitting at a minus 1100. Well, these are Dana White's backup stars of the future, he has said. And, you can't bet Sage straight up on this. The only thing, though, and I am going to stick to this as my play of the night, betting play of the night, Sage Northcutt in the distance. It went up from a minus 200 to a minus 230 now. And he's a high output, striker. Yes, Pfister can take some punishment, but Northcutt mixes in the wrestling game with it, and he's high output, high cardio, and I definitely see him, if it's not a first round finish, it's going to be a second, or, hell, even a third. I'm seeing Sage probably ground and pounding to a TKO, or who knows, maybe he'll submit Pfister, and grab his back. Either way, in the distance, minus 230, my play of the night. Next, we got Jim Miller, Michael Chiesa. This one's actually kind of even. Betting lines have been kind of, going back and forth. You got Chiesa at a minus 125 and Miller coming back at it almost even. When I have to think about it, I think Jim is just kind of, his best days are behind him. And Michael Chiesa, his are in front of him. I see this being more of a grappling exchange type thing, but Chiesa, we have seen he can strike, so going with Chiesa for the win there. But I'm probably not going to put my money on that. Elias Theodorou and Thiago Santos. Theodorou was actually sitting at a minus 300 yesterday. He's down to a minus 260 now. Santos, the guy has some muscles. He has knockout power. Theodorou, he's good. He's a good all-around guy. I'm picking Theodorou for the win, but I'm not betting a minus 260 straight up on him. And I really don't even feel too confident with in the distance play either. Just because he has been known to, maybe kind of grind guys out. But nonetheless, we're going to move on with John Howard and Tim Means. Tim Means is sitting at an explosive minus 320 favorite right now. I like betting Means at, minus 150, minus 190. I'll even throw juice down on, depending on the fighter. And, I have bet, about $30 increments on a couple of his last fights that did cash. But at minus 320, I am sketchy about that one as all hell. In the distance play isn't out yet. If it's not at a, maybe plus 175 or so for in the distance, plus 200, I'm not going to play it. If it is, I'll throw $5 on it just because Tim Means always does have finishing abilities. And I'll take that one. We got Amari Akhmaladov and Sergio Moraes. This one actually, it's two upcoming stars. I'm kind of surprised that Sergio is the underdog in this one. I think just because he didn't have the greatest performance his first bout in the UFC. And I remember that guy was a massive favorite, like a minus 450 or so, that first one, and it was a close decision, I think. But I'm going to take Sergio just because if this fight does hit the mat, he knows exactly what he's doing, and I think the UFC jitters are out of his system. So I'm going to take the dog pick, and chances are I'll probably throw a little bit of cash on him. Next we got Shoe Face, Antonio Carlos Jr. versus Kevin Casey. This one kind of surprises me, actually. The matchmaking in itself, just I don't understand it much. Carlos Jr. minus 240. I don't really see him losing. So therefore, I'm probably going to use him as a parlay linker just because I don't want to lay the 240 juice on him. So I'll probably end up linking him in there with Tim Means. Might get somewhere a little, somewhere around a minus 150, minus 160. Might play that. But chances are I'm going to link Antonio Carlos into a parlay, maybe a 3-man or so. I like to build some parlays up. Aljamain Sterling, Eddie Eduardo. Sterling at a minus 475. Sterling's going to win. Pretty clear, easy. Whether it's a finish or not, I don't know, because sometimes I don't know what to expect from him. And he was talking about leaving the MMA game a few months ago. I don't like that type of mindset, and I know he's a partier because he hangs out with a bunch of those other guys, and I see YouTube videos all the time of them on the beach and all that. But anyways, Aljamain Sterling for the clear-cut win, but I'm not betting him straight up. We got Santonio Ponzinibbio versus Andreas Stahl. Ponzinibbio sitting at a minus 190. This guy's got knockout power, and if he does end up winning, I see it more than likely being a finish, just because he does have some power in his hands. So I'm going to wait for the in-the-distance play to see where that one's at, and I'm going to throw a few dollars on that. 5, 7, somewhere around there. Danny Rogers, Nathan Coy. Don't know nothing about these guys. Roberts at a minus 155. Coy plus 135. I don't care. I guess I'll pick the favorite, Danny Roberts, but don't even count that in anything because I don't know anything about either of these guys. Felipe Nover, Zubaira to Hugunov. So Zubaira sitting at a minus 240. It actually went up. It was at a minus 200 yesterday, and I'm kind of pissed now because I lost that on value. This guy was one of my more clear wins for this fight card. Zubaira is think of Albert Tumanov, just with a little more roundedness and less power. They both were on the same fight card, the original one, and yeah, Zubaira, the guy's good. The guy's good, and I'm clear-cut picking him, and he is going into some sort of bet or parlays. I'm not sure if he might get the finish. I'll have to do a little bit of research on Nover, but chances are he'll probably finish Nover. Then we got Kaylin Curran and Emily Keegan. Curran at a minus 125. Well, I don't ever put those type of odds on anyone straight up in women's that are unproven. I don't think she has 10 fights yet. And, I mean, when you got two girls that don't even have 10 fights yet, two girls that are unproven nonetheless, I'm not going to put my money on a 3-point, almost a 3.5 favorite. It's women. Men is different, but these are women. So you're not going to see, that first round KO possibility. I'm taking Kaylin Curran for the win. I'm not putting any money down on her. And chances are, I mean, Keegan's sitting at almost plus 275 right now. I'm going to throw in her a couple $1 parlays just for shits and giggles. But, hey, don't forget, check out Tommy Razorstein. Great guy, part of Enter the Arena, as well as Don Juan Banks. But, hey, thanks always, guys. Don't forget to like that little thumbs up button down at the bottom of the page. Always subscribe to the channel. Check out sprawlandcall.com. And forever and always, don't blow your bankrolls.